It seems we may be entering a new phase in the movement for change after the death of George Floyd at the hands of police in Minneapolis. Across the country, multiple Confederate statues were damaged or torn down, while NASCAR announced a ban on Confederate flags. And as protests continue nationwide, we're also seeing some progress on Capitol Hill.
It was there in front of Congress that Philonise Floyd described the agony he felt watching the video of his brother pinned under a police officer's knee. He called on lawmakers to stop the pain of police brutality against Black Americans. Floyd says he wants to make sure his brother did not die in vain. Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill. Nancy, the House has a bill and the Senate hopes to have one tomorrow. But so far, the White House has yet to signal support for any particular measures. So how likely is Congress to get something passed?
Well, Anthony, the two sides actually do support some of the same things, like increasing the use of body cameras and ending no-knock warrants. And that's really the reason that George Floyd's brother came here to Washington, to urge them to go beyond the talk and take action.
I needed justice for him, so I came to Washington.
Philonise Floyd marched with protesters along Black Lives Matter Plaza. The street up to the White House was renamed after his brother's death.
He pleaded for his life. He said he couldn't breathe. Nobody cared. Nobody.
One day after burying his brother, Floyd begged lawmakers to prevent future police brutality.
When you watch your big brother, who you looked up to for your whole life, die begging for his mom, I'm here to ask you to make it stop.
The hearing was meant to build support for the Justice in Policing Act, a new Democratic bill that seeks to root out racial bias in law enforcement.
I feel the pain experienced by too many families every single day.
Republicans expressed support for some of the bill's main provisions, like a ban on police chokeholds and a national tracking system for police misconduct. But they stopped short of calling it a systemic problem.
The sooner we get the bad cops off the force, the sooner there will no longer be any bad apples to spoil the whole barrel.
Senate Republican Tim Scott plans to introduce his own reform bill as soon as tomorrow. It would increase funding for body-worn cameras and require police departments to report uses of force that cause death or serious injury.
Let's see if we can actually get a result and make our streets safer for our law enforcement officers and the communities that they serve.
It is rare these days to see both sides engaged on the same issue with the same goals, especially on a topic that has divided them in the past. But it has been difficult, Tony, for lawmakers to ignore these protests that have taken place in every state, plus the polls that show that Americans overwhelmingly support reform.
Yeah, this is a moment, and Congress will need to recognize it in some form. Nancy, thank you.